Greetings, fellow travelers, and welcome to Roleplay Grab Bag. My name is Sean Leonard, aka Chaotic Goof, and one of the bones in my face is shorter than the corresponding one on the other side. Try and figure out which one it is. I am joined today by Ashley Morgan, Rachel Gilyard, Dr. Michael Tanizaki Kurland, and Kim Wong. Welcome to the beginning of a little mini campaign we're doing here that will take place in the northern kingdoms of Tirna, on a train that is different to Snowpiercer, a really different one. However, 50 years ago, the great ancient white dragon, Shan Shnakta, which is Irish for old snow, raised the land with their freezing breath, and the entire kingdom was encased in ice, and as far as we are aware, the only survivors were those who made it to the magical train Icewinder. Our story is going to take place on Icewinder 50 years on, as a certain ceremony is about to take place. So we're going to start introducing you to this world through our characters' eyes. I think I will begin with you. On the morning of the ascent, this tradition where 4 young adults turning 21 leave the train for a number of hours to try and find out if there's anything still living or livable in the Northern Kingdom. At the beginning of this day, where you know in a few hours you'll be going off the train for the first ever time, you'd need to take care of your responsibilities, but what would you be doing?
So, I think as a janitor of the train, I'm like gathering all the stuff that I've collected over the years because I've been stealing secretly things from all of the train people because I never had a family growing up, so I always wanted to figure out what that was like. So I'm grabbing like my most precious things, something from my mentor he gave me before he died, the plunger of possible.
Yes. You have a magical plunger. So would we say that we find you in this little hidey hole where you stash your things?
Oh, totally. So if you can imagine like a train bathroom and then behind the bathroom wall, that's like my world.
Amazing.
There's like a bunch of like hidey holes back there, and I've got like, I'm a hoarder, so I've got like a huge collection of like random shit nobody would even want, but I'm like, yes, this is, you know, the rubber band that I found at like, you know, the teacher's desk or something,
So let's say you're grabbing a bunch of these knickknacks, some that you're cherishing and perhaps touching, some you're going to bring with you. What do you look like? Could you please describe your character?
So I am a gloople, and he is this like liquid viscous form that currently is in a humanoid looking state, so nobody really suspects anything weird. But when I'm doing secret things, I turn into a puddle of water, and then I always carry around with me like a caution wet floor hazard sign, so no one like suspects me at all. So I can change my color, I can change like kind of like my features and what I look like, but basically I'm currently in like a humanoid looking form despite being viscous and liquidy.
Very nice. And do you think, because you know that you're going to be getting off the train for the first time, is there nervousness, fear, excitement? What do you think you're feeling?
I think I'm really nervous because I've always wanted to see the outside and what it's like. And there is like a sense of excitement, and I want to like prove myself to everyone. Like I've been shat down on as a janitor for so many years, but I want to be the one that survives.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's a little announcement from the arcane PA system that runs throughout the train. The ascent will take place in 3 hours. Hi everybody, it's Bork. Just want to let you know that you guys need to get ready to send off these youngsters out on a big adventure. It's going to be a great day. Also remember, voting, right around 6 p.m. The votes are going to be tallied and counted, and we're going to have ourselves a new conductor. Or maybe the same one, huh? Hey, good old Bork. Vote for Mork. I know I'm not supposed to say that on the public PA system, but if you could vote for me, I'd really appreciate it. Jeez, I hope that works. Man. You know I love being conductors. You're still pressing the button, sir. That'll be all. And the system shuts off. Is there anywhere you would want to go to spend a little bit of time before you get ready to head out?
Yeah, so my mentor's closet, my mentor, P, he had a little janitorial closet where he'd always have little like writings, and it was all scribbles because he didn't actually know how to write words. But I would go there and like read these letters that he sent me. And the last one that he wrote for me was, Dear Tumbleweed, TT, I love you so much. I'm sorry it had to end this way. Please find out what happened and avenge my death. Love, always, P. And I take it in my hand and I crumple it and I shove it in my pocket.
Okay.
One single tear comes down my eye.
And as that tear slowly gets reabsorbed into your body, and you get ready to hopefully achieve more than just survival on this day, we will move to a different train car. I think we will go to a classroom where you are, your character is in front of a class, kind of teaching them something, perhaps preparing them for a changeover should you not return from the ascent. So could you describe what you look like, what we see?
Yeah, so Bob, he kind of teachery garb. He very pale elf, little sickly. He uses a walking stick to kind of get around. He was probably teaching a history lesson, and then he turns to the class and it's like, this has been such a wonderful 5 years working with all of you. You've all grown so much. It was a pleasure, and whoever teaches you next, I know that they will do the best that they can, but it's more about what you do for yourselves, right? So what we've been practicing, it's all about improvement. It's all about learning. You are the future. I'm the future. We're all the future. If we can change the past, we can make things better. Yes, Tim.
Yeah, excuse me, Professor. I had a question. Are you gonna die?
So the odds of that probability is very high, yes.
Yeah, that's what my parents were saying as well.
Yes, we all think I will not make it.
Yeah, my parents were wondering if we could bet some money on it, if that would be rude, and I don't know what to tell them.
That sounds like a smart financial decision, and if you can make money off of my death, you should try to do so.
Okay, good. I think you have another question.
Yes, Susan?
Professor Bob, I just wanted to wish you well on your adventure.
You're one of my favorite students, Susan.
She sits back, you run the goosebump.
As you get that hug, all of the kids start going, he's gonna fucking die, man. And they all start crying, and a lot of them come over towards you, and one of them, Tim, just kind of goes, I'm gonna make 50 gold off this guy. I love you, Professor Bob. I'm gonna go check the spread, and then they leave.
I love you all as well.
So as you kind of do this, there's, you make your final notes, whatever you were planning on teaching them in the future.
Oh, I've made all of those already. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So you have this big, thick folder for whoever may end up taking your job, should you not return.
I don't plan to come back.
You don't plan on it. You presume you won't.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to ask for our first roll here.
Ooh.
Could you please roll perception for me?
So that's a 2 plus 3, so 5.
Okay, you don't notice anything particular, but as one of the students who's hugging you starts to back off, you kind of just hear them, and they like kind of seem to be racked with a little bit of sickness or pain or something. But that's all you notice in the moment. Where would you yourself go ahead?
I would say, have you seen the healer? Just making sure to check that,
They immediately are nervous that almost like someone noticed that they were coughing. They go, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I don't need to go to the healer. I think."
Diseases are spread very easily. We're not wearing masks inside of this train compartment, so it is important that we stop it as early as possible. Make sure you go see the healer by the end of the day.
Well, what if everybody else? What if there's something wrong with me?
Well, try to hide it.
Okay, well, I'm feeling a lot better.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go see my parents. And this young little kid walks out, and they cover up what appears to be a sheen of frost on their neck. And they kind of hold their collar like this as they move through the train car, weaving under the legs of all of these different people. You see some security, you see some people who are campaigning. You move past what appears to be a child moves past someone who's yelling kind of like a bullhorn, obviously campaigning. They are almost like they're made partly of flesh and bone and partly of lightning. They move past an individual running for office, Blitz Creed, who was a thunder-blooded lightling, a lightning genasi, essentially. And they're campaigning and they're saying, "Now I know! You want the riffraff in one section and the normal people in the other. And I can give you that. All you gotta do is vote for me." And there's a lot of people who go, "Boo!" or, "Well, maybe we should listen to him." Boo. And the kid kind of shakes their head, and they make their way eventually to the medicine car, the healing car. When they enter, what do they see?
They see Andrew Montague. She's a 3/4 lane, so her mother is halfling and human, and her father is halfling. And she is preparing for her journey. So she's gathering some ingredients. You see that she's wearing this necklace with the bee on it. For her sister Belba, that we call Belge. She grabs her necklace and she says in halfling, which in common just means, "I know this meant something to you, sister, and I'm going to find out why." And then you see that she has her vote for a conductor. We don't see who it is. She folds it up.
As you will be becoming adults with the Ascent, and there is a likelihood you won't return, you are all going to be voting in the election for the first time today. So for you, you write your vote. We don't see who it is yet. You see a young child come in, kind of coughing as they enter, and they see you and go, "Oh, you're probably real busy because you gotta get ready to go outside the train. Is there somebody who could take a look at me?"
Oh, I was like, no, I have time before I go. We've looked at the clock. 2 hours before we have to leave.
Oh, okay. Well, if you could not show anybody, and they pull down the neck of what they're wearing, frostbite, all down this side of their neck. It's like a sheen of frost. This is an illness that has plagued several people on the train over the years. It's presumed to be from some kind of arcane radiation from Shan Shnakta's breath weapon that kind of raised the land. There is no cure, but you do know that occasionally people are prescribed potions of cold resistance or something similar. But it is very, very difficult to truly treat, right? It's more like living with it, usually. And they just kind of say, it's probably nothing, but I just wanted to maybe have someone look at it.
Yeah, it's probably nothing. I smile at the kid and I slip him a potion of cold resistance.
Okay, you grab one from the store.
Yep.
You guys are very well stocked. It's one of the few things that is a massive priority all of the time, because if somebody needs it, they basically need one every day.
Right.
And that is tough to make that many potions. So it is a rare supply, but you are well within your rights to disperse it as you see fit. So the kid grabs it and goes, minty. That's pretty good. So, and they start to put up their collar again. So I'm good now?
When I get back, I will make it my duty to make sure you're good forever.
You know, I think you are going to come back. Well, bye. And they're like, "I'm done. I guess I'll leave." And as they leave, they pass your mother, who is entering in to see you.
Lovely.
How do you think your mom looks? Tell us what we see as she enters.
I've tried to be discreet about my journey, so when my mother comes, I kind of hide all my things and just pretend that I'm working.
Okay.
So she doesn't get an idea of my journey.
So as she comes in, she kind of goes, "I figured it out. I figured out a way that you don't have to go. So, Do you know the Montgomerys? They have 5 children. One of them is 20. And I told them that if their eldest goes, I'll make sure the others never have to. If I'm elected, no one will ever have to go on the ascent again. So I want you to just gather your things, and I want you to go find somewhere to hide. I've figured this out. You don't have to go. Okay, so get your things. I can walk with you. I'll bring you somewhere.
So I want to argue against it, but I'm afraid of the retaliation. So I just grab my things and head to this secret area.
So she kind of just brings you through the train. Everybody is paying attention to you. Anybody who's going on the ascent, you're essentially being treated like, at least for the ones we met so far, being treated like royalty. Because everyone is looking at it as like, it's almost like a patriotic thing, right? Even if people don't expect you to come back, that almost makes it weirdly more noble and mythic. So many people have been lost to the ascent. So many people who, who, because they didn't make it back, have entered into legend. People will make it back 1 out of 4, sometimes 2, sometimes none. But when someone makes it back, they usually tell a story of what happened to them out there, and usually it's fairly similar. A storm came, the cold took them, they fought as hard as they could. We couldn't make it to the train in time. Something like that is usually how it goes. And those people are memorialized. There's a train car that has an entire wall with watercolor pictures or anything that people could make, chalk, something that they could use to memorialize these individuals. So as you're walking with your mom, some people are going, "Oh, good luck in the election, Cora, good luck." And other people are looking at you and going, "Brave girl, you got this, you got this." And there's other people saying, just kind of like tearful, like waves, presuming that they're seeing a dead woman walking.
Yeah.
So your mom brings you through a few different train cars, and you get brought to what looks like a janitorial, like bathroom closet behind a toilet area, and you're both surprised when you see TT is already inside this secret compartment. Oh, we're just
Gigi.
yeah. This is normal.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yes.
You're going on the ascent.
Going on it.
Yes.
Going on it.
I'm just looking for a mop. I made a mess.
We need mops.
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 Mops. That's right. Well,
Thank
here
you.
take this one.
I grabbed the mop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cora takes your wrist like a little too tightly. You just slowly back out.
Can I help you with anything else?
No, you'll be going on the ascent.
That's correct. I'll see you out there.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be trying to hide, would you?
No. Ma'am, I'm going on the ascent.
Very brave.
Very, very brave. And remember to vote Cora Montague.
Yes.
Don't forget to use the facilities before we get out. Who knows how long it'll be for people like you.
Yes. Interesting. So she pulls you out of there, and now is just looking for a new hiding spot.
Right.
Clearly had thought they had this dialed in, and they're like looking, and they go, they're going to notice that I'm missing. I need to go talk to the Montgomerys and make sure that their nerves don't. I need to just make sure. Can you hide yourself?
Yes. I look at my mom, and part of me wants to stay. I have this internal conflict, but as we were walking through the carts, we walked past the memorial, and I saw a big picture of Beljay.
Yeah.
And in that instant, I knew I had to make the decision to go. So I tell my mother, yes, I'll find a place to hide. Cora Montague.
And she kind of like hesitates, realizing that the entire time she has seen you today, she basically just said, "I have a plan, we're going to do it, come with me." Like a lot of command for somebody who their life is on the line today, whether it's by hiding from their duty or by doing their duty. So for a moment, Cora just kind of pauses and puts a hand on your shoulder. She says, "I can't lose you as well. So just don't be brave. That was your sister. but it's not you. I hope you can vote on the way. And she just kind of closes herself off, as she has been doing for the past year since her sister disappeared on the ascent. Kind of left to your own devices. What do you do and where do you go?
I yell out in halfling, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
I turn around, I still have my vote.
Mm-hmm.
I make my vote.
There are boxes in multiple carriages, yeah?
Yep, I put my vote in the box and I make my way to the ascent.
So there is a special car that you head towards. Okay, very nice.
Sneakily. Sneakingly. I am only 3 feet, by the way, everyone. I'm tall.
Well, what's actually interesting for both you and Titi is you can both move through other people's spaces.
Correct.
Because you're small size, so you can like literally weave much better than most people on the train. You can do the same thing. So movement is a little easier for you. I will get the tally for your vote later. There is about 100 people who are eligible to vote.
Oh, that's it.
That does make the numbers easier.
Yeah.
There's only
Exactly.
200 people on the train total.
Wow.
100 of them are younger than 21, or they're too injured to
Vote.
well to be cognizant
I
enough
get
to vote. Yeah. Is there anything else you would see along the way?
Me?
I'm just thinking. Sorry, I was talking to myself. That's normal. That's a normal thing to do.
I am about this journey
Yeah.
overly ambitious. As my mother said, I'm not
Yeah.
brave. That's my sister's job. So I'm curious, overly ambitious,
Mhm.
afraid, but excited.
Very nice. So you proceed to, it's called the jump car. It's a special car where the kind of speech before you leave will be made and where you'll be doing your jump. The train, as it is chugging along, the speed is going to gradually get slower as it approaches a mountain. This is called the ascent because you're going to slowly, the Icewinder will start to wrap around the mountain. So the slowest it will ever go is once a year at this moment, which is why it was chosen as the time. Also, it happened to coincide with when Shan Shnakta attacked. This is, as far as people can remember, the day 50 years ago is when it happened. So you head to the jump car. Where would we find you, and what do you look like?
Okay, I am in the dishwashing cart.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hot and steamy in there. There's sort of maybe a chute to where dishes fall into
Yeah, yes, 100%.
a sudsy, huge sink. And am I allowed to describe other characters?
Yes.
Okay. I think that, so I am a furbolg. I am 6'5", 250 pounds, light pink, little bit curly fur, and sweating. I'm because it's really hot in there, and I'm covered in fur. And I am standing in front of a young orc who is maybe, is that like a normal?
Yeah.
That's fine. They're good guys in this. This isn't.
They
one
can
of
be
their
whatever,
race.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe 14 years old, and I'm trying to give them the rundown on how to wash dishes, and their eyes are glazed over because I've been going about this for about 45 minutes. And I'm trying to be as authoritative as I can, but in my head, I'm constantly going over, stand up straight, shoulders back, deep breaths. And I'm saying the water should be, for basically the third time, the water should be about as hot as you can stand it. Make sure that you air dry everything. These dishes, they come in fast, so sometimes you're gonna be overwhelmed, but you just gotta take it one dish at a time. I promise you, you'll be okay. And I think that's about it. You're going to be okay.
I mean, yeah. Are you gonna be okay? Because you said the water should be hot like 4 times.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is
just to confirm, dishes come in,
Mhm.
then I use like a sponge, and I rub that on the dishes.
yeah.
And then I leave them on a rack, and then later they'll be dry.
Yeah, that's the simple way to put it.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was summarizing. So what about and they kind of like look at the stack of dishes and they take out a wand and they just flick their wrist once and all of the dishes are clean. And they go, I was just gonna do that like once a day.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you? So, what did you used to do again?
I was a messenger.
Right. And I mean, I've heard the story 100 times.
Yeah.
But how did you? What exactly happened that you're not a messenger no more?
So I hate this story,
Yeah.
but I feel like the going through the punishment of telling it again is something I deserve. So I go through this. Well, I was done with my work one night, and I went to the library car, which I know is really restricted because the books are our history and they're really important. But I really wanted to read some books on self-improvement. So I went in by candlelight and I started reading and I fell asleep. And my books started catching on fire. And then more books started catching on fire and I tried to put them out and I couldn't. And you can see that she has burns on her hands and forearms.
Mm-hmm.
So I was demoted and I've been here ever since. And I can't do that magic, so I just wash the dishes.
Oh, I mean, I could probably teach you, but I mean, I guess you don't have enough time because you're going on.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Doesn't the hot water like hurt your hands?
Yeah.
Well, fuck. That's so sad. You're probably gonna die too. I mean, I didn't say anything.
No, I'm probably gonna die.
Oh, now I'm involved in this. Does like a thing I'm doing to you with all of the words I'm saying are making your situation worse emotionally.
But you're gonna be okay.
Fuck. Yeah, all right. And one last dish kind of goes, come, slides into the water.
Yeah.
And they're like, you want me to?
I think you can handle it from here.
And they kind of like look at it and they put their wand away. And they like go in the water and they start doing everything you described with 45 minutes of detail and they start practicing. And do we get a description of your general like dress and appearance?
Oh yes. I think. Well, I'm wearing regular. Was it chain armor?
Yeah, chainmail.
Yeah, I'm wearing
Chainmail. You
chainmail.
probably want to put that on, yeah.
Yeah, I think even though I'm in this really super hot, steamy room, I'm already wearing all of my armor. In fact, I haven't slept all night. I was lying awake, going over every plan and contingency plan that I could possibly think of. I was lying awake in my bed, wearing my chain armor all night, and I haven't slept. And so, yes.
I love that detail. That's amazing. Did you think that you took a nap?
No, I haven't been able to sleep.
I'm gonna need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, is that
A
the
D20 and your con save. I think you're proficient.
plus or minus 0? I put.
There you
My
go.
Constitution's 10.
So you're not. All right.
Okay. A 3.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Yay.
You
Not bad.
gain a level. You gain a level of exhaustion,
Okay,
which don't worry about it too much right now, but
I'll
it
just-
has mechanical effects.
I'll just put it right here.
Okay. So as
Okay.
you complete that and you kind of like you dry off, you towel off your scarred, burned up hands. There's a knock on the dishwasher car door, and your dad is there. Will do, Surefoot.
Yeah.
And they just kind of look at you and go,
Do melting.
hey there, bud.
Hi, Dad.
How you doing?
Not good.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you don't need to worry about it, huh? Come on, right? Because worrying,
It's
it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, worrying's a waste of time.
yeah, I know.
Everything will be okay. Everything'll be okay. You wanna visit the memorial real quick to take a look at your mom, your dead mom?
Yeah, I should say bye.
Yeah, let's do it. I got a little surprise for you after. How about that, huh? Day's already looking up. All right. Hey, bud, you missed a spot. Okay. And he seems very chill and chipper, and just kind of puts an arm around you. You guys head to the memorial. Your mom, Firbolg as well, I presume, is also on kind of a drawing that probably you and Wildu worked on together. And he just kind of looks at it and goes, "Oh, she'd be real proud of you."
Would she?
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, you really beefed it, right?
Yeah.
When you burned down that library car, you beefed it.
I really beefed it.
You really beefed it, yeah. But yeah, sure, she'd be proud of you, right? Right? Look, whatever it is that you think about yourself, nobody else is paying attention. Somebody walks by and spits on your foot. That's a coincidence right there, right?
Dad,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix this.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna make you proud out there. I'm gonna change what people think of when they hear my name. And you won't have to deal with this anymore.
Hey, look, it's nothing I can't handle. He gets jostled from the back by somebody. Oh, watch out there, partner. Listen, whatever way you are, whatever things you do, it's all good, right? I mean, it's the end of the world out there, right? And we're here on a train, surviving. I just realized that you're about to leave. I'm gonna start over. Everything's fine, right now, right? And that's pretty good. So, we're good.
Yeah. I don't believe any of
Yeah,
this.
he
but
also
he's
is
so
clearly
relentlessly positive.
trying to figure out, what do I say to fix the problem?
Yeah.
What do I say? He's like, "Oh, I got the surprise for you." And they reach into their pocket and they take out this really saggy, wet, white clump. And they go, "I've been making paper."
Oh. Is he giving it to me?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And they put it in your hands and they're like, "There's a step I'm missing."
Oh, to bring the food.
There's a step I'm missing about how to make the paper not be a mush, but I'm halfway. I figure I'm halfway. So that one's, I'm trying milk paper, right? We got people, they make milk with their magic spells.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been,
This is milk and what else?
Yep.
He says milk.
Just milk.
Yeah, well, I just haven't been drinking my milk, and I've been trying to make it all into there's a term called paper mulch.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talking about it. So that's step one. And by the time you get back, I'll probably have a whole book ready.
Yeah.
We used to have books on how to make books, but then
Oh, can we get one of those?
I burned them all.
Oh.
Okay, so I don't have anywhere to put this, so I think I think I'll hold on to it for a while.
Okay.
All
right.
I don't have anywhere to put this.
It's just dripping everywhere.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm just holding on to it.
It's mushy milk.
Yeah.
You don't know how long he's had it.
Yeah, I do. It is really touching. It is also sad because this is a failure.
It's really bad. There's no way will that ever be paper. That's milk.
Yeah.
That right there, that's milk.
Paper milk.
Yeah. Is it cheese?
I mean, it's not cheese yet.
It's not liquid though. It's kind of mushy.
Yeah. Look, who knows how many years it'll take.
Okay.
So what happens next is there's another announcement, 1 hour left. Please proceed to the jump car. Just an announcement that you should kind of gather your things, get ready to head over.
All right.
Got a
I
little
take
bit of
my
time.
milk.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I head to try to find Fumar?
Yes, you
Oh.
can. So Fumnook,
Fumnook.
the Wildwoods elf. No, well, his nickname is Fumer.
Oh.
You're not actually. I guess you're gonna roll as well. Could you roll history for me?
Hey, I'm supposedly good at history. Another 2, so +7, so 9.
This guy loves being called Fumer.
Fumar.
So you try and find him. He is actually pretty close to the jump car because he's going to be involved in this little ceremony. So you can stumble upon him. He's a Wildwoods elf. He's wearing these beautiful, obviously handmade new clothes. There's like a sash, like some of the fanciest stuff that anybody's wearing on the train that was clearly given to him for this event. And there's a bunch of like jewelry and baubles that they never used to wear. But when you come back from the ascent, your life changes. People look at you differently. So this elven kid is just kind of gone from being mostly ignored to now being a celebrity. And they're just kind of like sitting, staring at the ground, probably thinking about their own experience the year before. But you find them.
Pardon me, Mr. Fumer. I know
It's Fumnook.
Fumnook.
Oh.
Sorry, Mr. Fumnook. You know, a little frazzled of what's going on today.
I'm
But
sure.
I remember in one of your stories you mentioned a area with books. What was that place that you saw? And how do I get there?
I'm pretty sure that was the mirage that Terry saw. He said that he saw a bunch of white stuff that we should go check out. And I said, that's probably snow. And he said, no, I can hear book pages. And I was like, what does it sound like? And he said, it sounds like flapping. And I said, that's not enough for me to trek over there. Let's come up with a plan. And then I never saw him again.
Great. And which direction did he go when he left the train?
Look, we're both elves. We're probably going to live to be maybe thousands of years old.
Yeah.
It's not fair that they're sending you out. You're just turning 21.
Oh no, I need to go. I need to go. I need to find what I'm looking for, and it'll fix everything.
Sure. So you want me to tell you what direction Terry, who never came back, went in?
Yeah. Terry, yes.
So you're going to be getting off the jump car at the same place and time as we did. So we walked up because we were hoping to get on the train earlier than 6 hours. So we thought we'd catch it when it was moving slower. So we hiked up the mountain for about an hour. And then Terry heard the flapping, I think west away from the tracks. So we waited for him for about an hour. And then Belj went after him. Just tried to get him to bring him back.
I mean, if they found it, they would have obviously stayed. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. You should bring some wood from the train, and you should make a fire, and just don't move and wait for us to come back. That's what you should do.
Oh no, we can't. It's much too important. We have to. Thank you very much, Mr. Funart.
He just kind of like is shaking his head. Seems to be really upset he couldn't convince you. Yeah.
I'm outside of the door.
Okay.
Can I have heard what they said?
They weren't hiding. Like everything they said was pretty out loud. You could have heard it. Yeah.
Excuse me, Miss Montague. Nice to see you. See you on the scent. Good day.
It's Angie. Can I go also talk to?
He sees you and he freezes, presuming that anytime you've seen each other before, would you have talked to him previously about what happened? So he's probably just been expecting this at some point. So you walk over to him and he says, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
No. It's okay. I actually wanted to know if you had a quick minute.
Yeah, I have all the time I need.
You knew my sister, right?
A little, yeah.
Do you remember which way she went before she went missing?
Yeah, you shouldn't look for her. It's too dangerous. You should just. I told the other one, just make a fire and just wait by the tracks. It's what we should have done. And maybe your sister'd still be alive.
My sister was brave. And I'm going to prove to everyone that I'm brave too. And I'm going to find my sister.
It's a death sentence.
Well, if she's willing to make the track, then so am I. So you said she went which way when she got off?
I'd like you to roll a persuasion check. This is going to be pretty difficult.
15.
15.
Oh, wait.
You added your bonus?
18.
18.
Yeah,
Ooh.
proficient in
So
persuasion.
they start to go, I'm not going to help you throw your life away. I'm not going to help you. And like they start to leave. And is there something you think you could say to just really explain to them why you have to do this?
Yes, I explain my relationship with my sister and why it's so important to me, and I go in this long story.
Yeah.
And
They just look pale and sick the whole time you're describing this person that died
Yeah.
on this mission.
and I feel like my eyes, we have similar eyes, so he kind of sees my sister in me.
Mm.
And he knows why it was important. I don't know why, but he knows why it was important to my sister. So he sees that same earnestness and drive in my eyes as he saw in my sister. And I think he feels bad. I don't know if maybe he couldn't help her or he knows what happened, but there's some kind of guilt
Yeah.
that comes up in his face.
I mean, at the very least, survivor's guilt, right?
Right.
Like the idea that he, a person nobody particularly cared about. Like, why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just suspicious of this guy.
Okay.
And I think he thought I might have anger towards him.
I'm sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not. You know, my mother does.
Mm-hmm.
Other people on this train do. There are people that are against him because they're like, well, how did you come back and you left all these other people? So I don't have that same anger or disdain towards him. I come with like love and goodness.
Okay. He just kind of looks and says, when you get dropped off, it'll be where we were dropped off. The same spot. We hiked up the mountain about an hour. And then one of the people with us, Terry, said that he heard flapping and thought he saw book pages. So he traveled west.
Okay.
We waited an hour. I don't know how far he would have gotten. It's difficult to move around out there.
Right.
But your sister, she went to find him. I thought it would be better if some of us stayed and I could send a signal or a light. I really thought that your sister would come back. She was strong. I thought she'd come back. I'm really sorry.
She has a tear that goes down her face, and she puts her hand on your shoulder. She reaches very high. She climbs on something to put her hand on your shoulder, and just says thank you. And I've always wanted to say this. I'm sorry it took me so long, but it's not your fault. And she climbs down and then makes her way towards the jump car.
And he just kind of sighs as you're going to the jump car. You can hear like food being brought in, and actually you hear Mork Gramblin's voice as he goes to talk to Fumer to get ready, presumably for their big speech. Yeah.
I think TT has snuck into the chemistry lab at this
Oh.
moment. Because he's checking his final slides. He's been taking fecal matter samples of a lot of people on the trip. And one of the last ones that his mentor left him, he told me never to analyze this until the day of my ascension. Okay, here we go. He sticks the slide into the microscope and he checks it out. Interesting. Looks like there's some weird electrical matter going through it. This is supposed to tell me who my dad was. No. Could it be?
Does he know?
I think what I would like you to do is roll a d20. Just roll a d20. And this is about how long it takes you to figure it out.
Okay. 13.
Okay. You see that there's almost like a bioluminescence to it when it's exposed to light. And that makes you kind of think, well, who else could it be? There's only 200 people on the train. And of the people that would be the right age, that number's closer to maybe 30. And you cut it in half. Dudu P, your mentor, told you it was your dad's sample, or at least it should help you know who they are.
Yeah.
Eliminate the women. Down to 10 people. Is there anybody on the train who glows like lightning? And you hear a bullhorn in the distance as Blitzkrieg says, I think poor people are trash.
No. I like crush the sample in my liquid hand. No.
No! As it starts falling through your body every time as you start to exert pressure. Jeez. Is there anything else you want to do with that knowledge or information?
Yeah. I'm heading to where the bullhorn man would be.
Okay.
Like as liquid.
Yeah.
Like
You
going
head for
down.
Blitzkrieg, sure, the
Blitzkrieg.
thunder-blooded lightning. As you head that way, he has like a whiteboard that he's clearly taken out of somewhere, and he has a grease pen, and he's written rich on one side and poor on the other. And under rich, he's written good. And under poor, he's written fuck these guys.
Wow.
And there's people kind of like looking. There's not a lot to do on the train if you're done with your work. So there's people who are there, not necessarily all supporters of him. They're like, this guy's really saying it. One of them says, I heard he's not even really a politician. And somebody else says, he should run the train like a business. So what do you do as you storm in?
I storm in and I've got liquid's like popping out of me, and I go into my pocket and I just like throw like a piece of poo at him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you throw some fecal matter at him and it goes,
Ew.
and he goes, and they just start to scream. They start screaming and people are going, wow. Crazy. No one seems to be doing anything to you, and you're like, am I, for at least the next hour, untouchable? Everyone's just kind of looking at you like, good for you. We don't get it, but sure, good for you. You can. One person walks up and says, you can kind of do whatever you want. You're about to jump off the train, I mean, right? Live it up.
Yeah.
You want a beer?
Sure.
I don't have any beer. Here's vodka.
Oh no.
As it merges with your form, immediately you become alcoholic.
Oh no.
Not Anne. Alcoholic.
Listen, you.
Whatever.
Yeah. Get over here. Go on, talk to you. And
Oh, you
get
say this to... Oh my god. Blitzkrieg goes...
Yeah.
They start to like reach around and they take out what looks like a small little rod and they go... And their whole body becomes clean again. And they go... What the hell are you? And they like turn and they look at all the people here and they walk towards you and they try and usher you to come with them.
Oh, you know who I am.
And they
You know who I am.
they pull you into a bathroom and they close the door and they look at you and they go, what are you doing?
That man. And you don't even know. My whole life, I could have been living like that asshole. And I'm glad I didn't, because no one wants to be that guy. Did you know? Did everyone know? We were all hiding it from me my whole life.
So Blitzkrieg opens the door and says, what are you doing? And pulls the other person out and gets in and closes the door and goes, what's your problem?
You are my father. You are my father. And then I take more poo and
You can't. Oh. And they keep wiping it with presumably prestidigitation. Once you've kind of let your energy loose, they go, are you done?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. What do you want to get out of this?
Why'd you abandon me?
Oh, well, I didn't know about you for a few years. Because you're goople. You're a goo person. And
Okay.
biologically, I thought that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So I was pretty much not worried. I was like, I can't be involved in this, obviously. And then some science doofus told me about plasma, how lightning is technically plasma. Look, it doesn't matter. Then I got a suspicion, and I tried, and you can believe me here now. I tried to go talk to that the dirty guy, poor guy.
Doodleby!
Yeah, Zulu.
Just like my father figure.
Sure, I went to talk to that guy and he punched me in the face. I presume he then told you.
You didn't tell me.
Wait, what? Well, then how did you find out?
I show him the slide.
That
It's
look.
yours.
Oh, okay.
He was protecting me all along
Right.
from the truth.
Hiding. You know what? You go with whatever you want. Do you think you're gonna die today? What do you think's gonna happen?
I'm gonna live. I'm gonna come back on this train.
You simply can't. And they just like start to clean themselves, and they go, look. I tried to do the right thing. I tried to go and find you and see if you were see if you wanted to be family with me. We could do a whole My Fair Lady thing. But you're a feller. Anyway, I presume Doo-Doo explained everything and you didn't want nothing to do with me.
Well, once everyone on this train finds out, assuming that no one else knows, your political career will be over. Over.
Stop. Wait, I need to think. Well, hold on. They pull open the door and they run out. They grab their bullhorn and they go, "Attention everyone, I have an announcement! Attention everyone, I have an announcement!" And they like get as many people as they possibly can. Every one of you hears this as you're approaching the jump car. Blitzkrieg says, "Look folks, I'm Blitzkrieg and you know my campaign slogan. I hate poor people. But that hasn't been trending well. I've changed my mind. I actually think poor people are fine. They're fine. Everyone's the same. Everyone's the same. And to prove it, I want to announce a secret that I've kept for 21 years. I have a child." That's the reaction I was hoping for. Yeah. And my child is... I want to say...
Tumbleweed!
Tumbleweed!
No.
Tumbleweed!
This is my kid, everybody. We just found out, some of us knew at different times. It's not my fault, the janitor lied about... He starts to just spin. And immediately is going to see if this helps them in the polls. Not great. Everyone goes, "There's a lot of backstory." And some people go, yeah, some people say, "Very confusing." He starts to explain the plasma and the light. He starts to really get way too detailed. So it's not as effective as it could have been, even though he has a good bonus. So is there anything you want to do in response?
Yeah, I am gonna sleight of hand his pockets.
Oh, go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
It's a 9 plus a 10, so 19.
Damn, what are you going for? What do you want?
I want his wallet.
Oh.
You get all of his coins. His coin purse.
Yeah.
Grabbed, taken.
Yeah.
You will look at it later, but there's about 100 platinum in there.
Amazing.
Which is interesting, because this train is half barter and half old money.
Wow.
But you can still use that to get stuff.
And then before I leave, I look back at him one last time.
I want you to roll an attack, and if you beat an 18, it goes in his mouth a little.
Just a 9.
Okay.
5 plus 7.
Oh, plus 7, so 16.
Oh yeah, so it still hits. Yeah, you totally get him right here, and you can see as he's breathing in and out, it looks like it's creeping. Yeah, it's gross to throw poop at people. He starts to go, oh, it quickly clicks the thing. You feel like you have, at the very least, prevented him from gaining any momentum.
Yeah.
Excellent. They seem to think that because you were going on the ascent, maybe they could use that. And we're like, well, if they go and be a hero, everyone will like me. So that's what they're working on for the next, we'll say 30 minutes before it's time. Is there anything else that needs to be done before we begin the ascent?
Let's do it.
So as you head to the jump car, essentially they just leave the doors open on the adjoining train cars. So the crowd is to either side of the jump car. They can't be in there for when that actually happens. The jump car has in the back wall, the jump car has these moorings, 4 moorings for special chains. I'm actually going to provide you guys with some stuff here. This is a grapple shackle, aka a train chain, aka a choo-choo harpoon. You each get one of these.
Excellent.
And they can be converted from a train chain into a choo-choo harpoon.
Wow, easy.
All you have to do is shake it and make a Transformers noise.
Okay.
People, that's exactly what you would do. So everybody starts to get handed things, right, by various people to try and equip you and outfit you for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you guys stuff. Please read it out loud. I'll go get the potions that I made, and I'll be back in a second. So that is individually going to be given to you by Mork Gramblin. This, if you could pass this down to Can Do.
Can do.
Both of these are given to you. They used to be can-dos. They are messenger items. But they're given to you.
To me?
And your mom walks in and is shocked to see you there. And she starts clutching at something in her pocket and trying to figure out if there's anything she can do to prevent this situation. And then she sees that Mork is there, Fumer's there, the audience is already built up and they see you. She just starts crying. And with that somber moment, do you want to read out loud what those magic items are?
Sure. So the choo-choo harpoon, a spike at the end of a grapple chain. This chain can pierce into Icewinder walls.
Icewinder.
Oh, Icewinder walls. You were having a dyslexic guy read this thing, so. The user must make a DC 15th athletic check, so I'm never going to use this, or hit an AC 15 strength or dexterity attack to spike the choo-choo harpoon into the Icewinder. The choo-choo harpoon can be converted into a grapple shackle. As a free action, you just have to shake it and make a transformer sound effect.
So the grapple shackles are for attaching to the moorings that are in the wall of the jump car. That's where you're supposed to be, right? That the door opens up, you guys use the grapple shackles, and it's only a DC 10.
Okay.
Much easier.
How do we get back on?
The train?
Yeah.
With these.
The choo-choo
We
harpoon.
just use it more than once.
Yes, you can just use them in
And
general.
we each have one.
You each get one, and they can be converted. So basically, if you're late, or for any reason that you can't use the chain train and the moorings and the jump car, at least you have an option of trying to spike a chain into just the exterior of Icewinder.
Got it.
So you don't need to read grapple shackle
Grapple.
because it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
I have just handed you guys one each potions of cold resistance.
Oh, okay.
Which you will be very familiar with. For an hour, they essentially just let you be resistant to cold damage and would
Just
help you.
an hour.
Yeah,
You have 2?
one each.
Oh, my ass.
No, you're good.
I'm like, I
She's
did
like, I have 4.
I'll take 4 of those.
How long is this ascent? 6 hours? I'm gonna take everybody.
Right. Y'all don't need them.
Go ahead, Rachel.
I have a fork bow. This short bow can fire forks as well as arrows. You have 3 clean forks. Oh, literal forks. Okay.
I love it.
I have 3 clean forks and 3 dirty forks. Forks ammo can be changed to the other type as a bonus action. When firing forks, the ammunition takes on the following effects. Clean forks. Attacks reduce the target's speed by 10 feet. Or dirty forks, attacks deal an additional d6 of poison damage.
And if you dirty a clean fork, you have that instead. And
Hell
if you
yeah.
clean a dirty fork, you have that instead. You also have another item that you just have from your job that you realize is
Yes.
still in your pocket.
I have a Scrub Mommy Grenade. So this is a sponge. Whenever I'm washing dishes, I'm resistant to bludgeoning damage. When thrown as part of an attack action, the Scrub Mommy detonates once and releases damaging cleaning energy in a 20-foot radius. The range is 60 feet of damage, 8d6 bubbles.
86 bubble damage.
Oh, okay, 8d6 bubble damage. Spell save DC is based on dexterity and proficiency bonus, and if I can convince the DM that the targets are particularly dirty, gross, or nasty, they have disadvantage on the save.
There you go. There you go.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
for my longbow, I have 6 forks. and
I
how
made it
many
before
arrows?
we settled on your weapon. You've got like 40 arrows easily.
Chill.
Yeah.
Chill that down.
Do
you want to put that
sure,
down?
you don't have to. I'm not going to be tracking them.
Okay.
I presume you have enough.
1 million arrows.
Sure. Also, there is a healer who probably you would recognize that is here just to check everybody out before they get off the train.
Yeah.
They start moving down the list and they see that you're exhausted and haven't slept, and they go, ugh, every year. Reach into a pocket and take out some diamond dust, and they blow it on your face, and your exhaustion is removed.
Oh, chill.
They have restored you. That would have given you disadvantage on things and made you slower. All right. Would you like to read the inheritance that Dudu P left you, the Plunger of Possibility?
Plunger of Possibility, type rare, 10,000 GP. This plunger was left to Tumbleweed by Dudu P in their will. The plunger functions as a +1 rapier. 3 times a day, the wielder can cast golden barbs on another PC. This plunger can be used to grapple an opponent as part of a damaging attack. It can also be used to escape from a grapple by plunging the grappler's face.
Very nice.
Plunger of Possibility.
And then why don't we read these 2 items of the messenger?
I'm like,
Sorry. Writing down spell information.
yeah. Okay, so I have Moccasins of the Messenger, which is a rare type, and I can cast Expeditious Retreat on up to 3 individuals once per day by clicking my heels together.
Very nice.
So I looked up what Expeditious Retreat is, which means that I can move at an incredible. We can move at an
3
incredible
people,
pace.
yeah.
Yes, and the spell duration is 10 minutes, and you can dash as your bonus action. Is that right?
Yeah, basically you get faster and you can immediately start moving with that faster speed that turn
Yes.
as part of your action of doing the effect.
That's an action or bonus action.
I believe Expeditious is a bonus.
Okay, I couldn't.
I'll look it up.
Thank you. And while you do that, I also have Mantle of the Messenger, which is a cloak, which means I can cast haste on up to 3 individuals once per day. So haste, I can choose a creature within range, and until the spell ends, the target speed is doubled, and I gain a +2 bonus to your AC. There's an advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you gain an additional action on each of your turns.
Which you can use to make an attack, or you could dash, or you could disengage.
Yes.
Expeditious Retreat is a bonus action.
And haste is 2, right?
Haste is an action.
Copy that.
And then there is a disadvantage when haste ends that you guys will not have to deal with because it comes from an item rather than from a caster.
I see. Is that when the spell ends, you can't move or take action?
You guys won't have to deal with that.
Copy that.
There is also, the potions are provided to you by Fumnuk, by Fumer. He kind of looks at them like he's recognizing them, perhaps being reminded of the previous year. You have a flash, Anjay, where you realize that there was another person doing Fumer's job last year for your sister, handing out the potions and standing by these moorings. It looks like they're going to help you guys with like the ascent because they've done it before. And then I believe you're given something by Mork. Mork comes over to you with what look like pieces of Icewinder, shards of the train, and they just kind of say, "Well, I'd love to tell you you're gonna be okay, but well, look, there was a conversation had that we just don't give you nothing because it wouldn't help." And I said, I believe in these folks. I think he can help them out. So we got some pieces of the train together, and we had our arcanist working on enchanting them, and We made you something pretty special. I'm rooting for the little guy.
I appreciate it.
And the little girl.
Thank you.
And the
Little thing.
janitor. Rooting for you.
Thanks.
And, well, so I'm excited for all of y'all for the ascent. And here in a minute, we're about to give a little speech. We'll just make sure everybody files in. And, okay, I'll go brief humor on what they've got to do. Yes.
Why don't I have made a couple more potions than just the one?
So making potions takes a long time.
But I'm not prepared to do.
You have, but there's some that need to stay on the train for everybody else. There is a negotiation every year with the Ascent. Depending on who the conductor is, sometimes people don't get anything. Because they're like, not worth the waste of resources.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So we're lucky to even have one.
There's like a literal debate where people are like, they're gonna die. Don't bother giving them anything. There's like a lot of people. Blitz is probably one of the people who's like, nah, screw them. They're not coming back. Your sister would have gotten some gear as well, though. Your sister and that group of people would have gotten gear. You remember that was a big deal at the time because they were a very capable group of 4.
Right.
But the item that you just got, would you like to read what the Icewinder shield does?
Sure. Icewinder Shield. While attuned, these enchanted scraps of Icewinder levitate and float around the wielder, providing a +2 AC bonus. The wielder can cast Shield on themselves or an ally within 30 feet 3 times per day. They can absorb elements on everyone within 60 feet twice per day. They can cast Armor of Agathis at 5th level once per day. I'm assuming I'm not attuned at this point.
I was gonna ask.
I'm actually going to let everyone be attuned
Sweet.
as part of the ritual of the
heck yeah.
Ascent. Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah. Is there any other items left to be read? Anybody else
I have
have
a
anything?
Wand of the Educator.
Yes, go ahead.
So, Wand of the Educator. While holding this wand, you can, as a free action, communicate with any or all of the Icewinder train carriages. You can also cast Silence as a single action spell 3 times per day by speaking the command 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
Have you memorized that, Michael?
He has that as
Yeah,
part of his
that's
job
really
for,
funny.
for teaching.
So
I've
wait.
said it many a time.
when we're out in the snow,
Which
you
you've
can
never
even
seen before,
still
by the way.
talk to people on the train.
As long as you're within a certain distance. You haven't
Oh,
tested the distance.
Cool.
You presume it's not unlimited, right? But
Yeah.
you would imagine probably 100 feet, maybe 120, because the train's pretty long, and you can communicate with all of it no matter where you are on the train. So,
Cool.
yeah. And that's just something you have from work, right? So I presume you would just bring it with you.
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing, Cora kind of collects herself. And she reaches into her pocket. And she brings you over a final item. And she puts it in your hand and goes, "You were never going to hide, were you?"
No.
Please come back. And if you do look for your sister, which I advise against, here. She hands you a wand.
I'm crying too, because obviously this is a very emotional scene between my mother and I feel like a weight is lifted off of me because I don't feel like I have to hide that I'm doing this anymore. And she gives me Wand of Speak with the Dead. So I can cast Speak with Dead 3 times per day, confirming to all the rules of the spell. Which
That's rough.
I will write that down as well. And I give my mother a big hug and I say just that I love her and halfling.
Yeah.
Which it kind of grounds us a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I tell her, don't worry, I'll be back.
I'm gonna see.
Uh-oh. What you gonna see?
She says, "I love you too." She kind of goes, we're gonna make speeches. We'll do that and then it's time."
And I say, go get him, conductor.
She kind of nods and she moves over and you can see Blitz Creed, who seems to have taken an incredibly quick shower, coming in. He's like toweling off. He walks in, there's like little sparklets coming off him as he's clearly very disheveled and is like thrown off by a lot of things that have happened. Blitz is there. Your mom, Letitia, is there. she seems to be talking to Cora and basically like pumping Cora up, as if it seems like they've decided that Cora has the best shot of their beliefs of becoming conductor. And as they're kind of discussing perhaps what the speech is going to be about, other people file in. Mork Gramblin is there, obviously. Fumer's there. Anyone of age can run for office and is eligible to be voted for. So there's plenty of people who, like, as a joke, will run. There's some people who will nominate others, like, as flirting. So technically those people all have to be here. And so there's like 7 other people that probably have no shot of winning, that are all just kind of like declining to speak as part of this ritual, because they know it's a big deal. They don't want to, that would be a step too far. So Mork kind of calls everyone to order and says, well, all right, everyone. The candidates are going to speak a little bit so that these fine folks can, if they haven't already, they can make a decision about who to vote for. And then we'll begin the ascent. Fumer here. And Fumer goes, Fumer here is gonna, you guys know him, right? There's a lot of people who go, woo, yeah. Or like very, he's like turns red and like smiles and shakes his head. It's a very strange situation to survive this thing. And Mork continues and says, so we're gonna start with some speeches. Why don't I go first? No one objects, right? I'm Mork Gramblin, you know me. I've been the conductor here this past year, and I think that there is a world outside these train walls that is worth exploring and is worth sending out these young folks, the future of our civilization, out to risk their lives and potentially perish to try and find it. That's kind of my whole deal. Somebody yells, what's your security policy? And he goes, don't worry about it. Normal? And he just kind of is like, he clearly has a thing. And then he goes and kind of goes, all right, I'll introduce some more people. And he goes down a line of people who are running, but who are like, I'm not going to talk. Skip me. I'm not going to talk. And he gets to Cora. And he says, Cora Montague, everybody. He kind of like is like, I don't know how to not be polite. So he's like applauding, but he's like, yeah. And Cora just says, as you know, last year, my daughter, Belba Montague, perished outside the train because we sent her outside it. We each get to make an executive order when elected. Usually, people use it to curry favor or to alter a system of the train or to create new jobs. And it can't be opposed. And I want you to know that I and my supporters, and they look at Letitia, we will be making an executive order to end the ascent. It will never happen again. I swear it. If I am elected, none of our children will ever have to go outside the train again. You see 5 children. The Montgomery family, who are there. One of them is wearing full armor with a sword and had presumed they were going to be going on the ascent. They see you there. They're weeping. The entire family is holding on to each other. And as Cora says, that's all I care about. Stopping this before it breaks another family. And the Montgomery, with the sword, draws it and raises it up. And he says, Cora Montague for conductor. And they all start to like chant, Cora, Cora. And as these people chant, eventually Mork kind of calms everything down and says, so each of those speeches, and Blitz goes, am I not going to talk? And he kind of goes, well, you've been talking all day, but I suppose technically. And Blitzkrieg walks forward and goes, I also know what my executive order will be. He's going to roll insight. See what people want. Bad. Real bad. He goes, my executive order. Free massages. For everyone. Not from me. I fucked up. Fuck. I'm not gonna win now. And then he just has a meltdown.
One guy goes, woo!
Yeah. Creepy guy in the corner's like, yes, finally.
One guy goes, yes. One goes, blitzy, blitzy, blitzy. So that does not go over well. But Mork goes, okay, all right, great. So now that that's been done, I guess we've got to turn it over for a moment here of privacy. Have any of you yet voted?
I did.
You did already? Okay, you don't have to tell us who you voted for.
Do we have to say it out loud?
No, you don't have to, technically, but, I mean, usually people at the Ascent do, because, I mean, you're probably not, I mean, low stakes is what I'm saying. So, you want to tell us?
I believe I'll be coming back, so I will not be telling you who I voted for.
Well, that's ice cold. That is tight.
Thank you.
Well, all right.
I can tell you who I didn't vote for.
I love this. That's a little spicy.
Did
Let's go.
not vote for Blitzkrieg. That guy lies.
Oh, what a slogan. Blitzkrieg, that guy. So,
No, I'm
You
not
voting
voting for
for-
you either.
oh, well, that hurts my feelings, but
I don't believe this political system does anything. I abstain. I abstain. You should all abstain too.
okay. Well, if you make it back, you can vote later. All right. So, how about you, Candu? Candu's the one who burned the library car down. Does everyone remember?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's her.
So my mind is elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm-
This is like not important. Yeah.
I've had pretty constant anxiety for 8 months, but now it's the worst ever. I can't feel my face or my hands. But I do still say Cora Montague.
And Cora just kind of like nods, and there's some people who like applaud and say,
Hell yeah!
somebody goes, well, maybe they're not all bad. One person says, and you notice there's a way people treat you that the entire time this has been happening, speech and ceremony, they haven't been shooting you those looks. And you even get the sense that maybe there's something about the Ascent that can serve as a trial for you where you don't have to feel this way anymore.
Yes. And I think that's the only reason I'm going to be able to get myself to step off this train. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm terrified.
Okay. And then Mork goes, all right, got our teacher over here, Bob. So, Bob, any love for old Mort? Mork? I remember my own.
know his name!
No, I remember. I'm 102 years old.
He's senile!
Well, I don't think my vote matters,
Oh,
because I'm going to fix it.
Oh, wow.
real psycho behavior. Real crazy stuff. We've seen a lot of people have mental breaks doing this, so that makes sense. Well, all right. Well, I didn't get the juicy gossip I wanted, but that's okay.
Am I allowed to just make a side note for color?
Of course.
My dad doesn't vote because he thinks that everything is fine. He just goes with the flow.
Somewhere elsewhere in the car, surrounded by a cloud of pipe smoke, your dad goes, oh crap. I'm supposed to be somewhere. They start running. They start running. Hold on.
Looking around at the crowd, searching for him.
So they start,
Holding the milk bowl.
wherever Wildew is, he starts running, but who knows?
Just ask if
Yeah.
your dad is will do and you're a can do.
Yeah.
What was your mom's name?
Oh.
Mildew.
Should do? I don't know.
It was you betcha.
Oh, I love
You
that.
betcha.
You betcha.
You betcha.
Surefoot.
Old
I
betcha.
love that.
Okay. So you're looking around, and then Mork kind of goes, well, with that, few minutes now, we're going to close these doors, but first, let's get you all hooked up. Fumer, you've done this before. Why don't you help him out? Fumer starts to go and show you guys how the grapple shackles work. And he kind of looks at the moorings, inspects them. He starts to like polish them, clean them, make sure that they're working all right. And he kind of like clinks a grapple shackle belonging to you in, and then releases, and then he clinks it in. And then he goes,
Thank you, Mr. Boomnack.
Fumnuk.
Boomnuck.
So, you're gonna need to pull yourself in, but we'll have people here to pull you in as well. So once you attach it, it should be all right.
For what now? For
The grapple
leaving?
shackle.
To leave?
Well, no. Sorry, that's for getting back on. Sorry.
Oh, we don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Well, It's going to be going really slow and everyone starts to feel like a change, an incline, as the train starts to ascend the mountain. The speed starts to decrease. This is an engine run on spell slots. This arcane train is immune to cold damage. It is truly one of the great creations of the Northern Kingdoms. Might be the only one still working. But even it is affected by the mountain. And as it starts to go up, Mort goes, all right, chop chop now. And as your chain gets attached, you hear, hold on a minute, hold on. And they come in having just made it. And they go, I'm here also. I mean, I love you. And they just kind of like yell, I love it. And the doors are...
I say, I love you, Dad.
I love you. You'll probably come back, but
I'm so scared.
No, that's normal. And as the doors kind of close, it's literally just all of you and Fumer on this train. It's Fumer's job just to kind of monitor opening it when they get back to this point in 6 hours. So you all are shown multiple times how to connect and take off, how to convert it to a harpoon, and then back again. And Fumer just kind of says, I have to just say, you can just make a fire and wait. You can just wait. All right, it's time. And then he goes over to the door and he looks at all 4 of you now latched in and says, are you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
You're not. And he just pulls the door open. Immediate, frigid, cold air bursts into the train. Ice starts to form on the interior of the train car immediately. What do? It's moving really slowly. There's snow beneath you. It's a whiteout. You can't see much. You run, you jump off. The chain helps you kind of descend safely.
Yep. Yeah,
Jump.
I'm gonna jump.
You jump.
I feel like I have on really expensive stuff, but I'm still cold because I can afford it. But no, I'm just kidding. So I also I leap.
Okay. You leap into the unknown.
The milk pulp gets whipped out of my hands and turns to ice as it flies into the wind. And my hands are covered in ice. And do I use the grapple to get out, or?
It's like you lower yourself out. You can like hold it and run this way and jump. You could like slowly.
I run and jump after them.
Okay. And as these 4 individuals disappear into the whiteout and the swirling snow of the Northern Kingdom, as they see the sky for the first time uncovered, that's where we're going to end this session. See you guys next time. Same ice train. Outside of it now, different chat time on YouTube. This is Roleplay Grab Bag. Thank you to all of our players.
Thank you.
Catch you on the next one.
Thank you.